okay.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a special presentation of
Two Nerds, a podcast. Your home for everything movies, music, video games, and everything in between. With your hosts, Bunny the Bruiser, and Dynamite Jared Latching.
How is it going, everyone, boys and girls around the world? Welcome back to another exhilarating episode of the premier podcast for all things geeky on the internet. We are, of course, talking about Two Nerds, a podcast. We are two nerds, and this is the aforementioned podcast. I am Bunny the Bruiser.
And I'm Dynamite Jared.
What's been going on, man? It's been a couple weeks. The viewers have been getting nervous. I've had many people tweet at me, lots of YouTube comments. Where's the show? What's going on?
How many YouTube comments? One?
Oh, like 50, man. Like everyone's been wondering where we're at.
Jesus Christ! We just went on. We just started recording and then Geeked Up uploads a video 36 minutes ago about Dragon Ball Super 2019 update.
Damn, you missed it.
Oh well, we're not here to talk about lame ass anime.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Super, fucking lame. That's kid stuff.
Yeah, that's kid stuff. Man.
Something else happened this past week that we were going to talk about. Buddy, 3 stars? Really? That's all you're fucking giving the movie?
3.5.
No, that's 3. Unless you fucking changed your mind last night.
I thought I did 3.5.
You gave 3.5 to Gareth Edwards' Godzilla, and 3 to this one. There it is. Bam.
3? Oh, I meant to do 3.5. I might have to update that.
3 stars.
Yeah, you showed me the proof.
You shortchanged it.
I meant to give it 3.5. I must have fucked up. 3
stars. I was furious last night when I saw that. Fucking furious. I was at Geneva on the Lake. I was fucking screaming. Seething.
I heard you were at Yankees last night.
I went to... You have spies there or something?
I have sources.
Yeah, I was at Yankees getting hammered. That's when I saw your fucking score and started freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Yankees. I want to go to Yankees again tonight. You coming to Beulah? Let's go to Yankees.
I'm not going to Beulah. Emily's in Beulah. You might be able to see what's going on with that.
Yeah, text Emily. Say meet me at Yankees.
Yeah. She'll bring her flip-flops for the sand floors.
Somebody was kicking sand into my shoes last night. Like, every time they walked by, I was like kicking sand. I was seriously about to square up with this dude.
Yeah. Exciting stuff. But you did not...
They had, like, armed security there. Like, the dude running the door was literally wearing, like, a tactical bulletproof vest. Like, I'm not even fucking joking.
That's what you gotta do, man.
It's like, dude, it's Geneva on the Lake. It's not that serious.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You never know who's gonna be out and about, you know?
I guess. This guy was decked out like O'Shea Jackson Jr. in Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yeah. So you did not get into a fight last night, but I saw quite a few fights last night on the big screen, the IMAX screen, my first IMAX experience last night.
Really?
Besides, like, Science Center shit. Like, I've never been to, like, an actual movie at one.
I saw the first Godzilla in IMAX. Like Gareth Edwards' Godzilla.
Yeah. Yeah. It was interesting. I didn't have the best seat, because it's one of those where you have to pick your seat, like, in advance. So, I picked, like, the bottom row of, like, the top level. because I was like, all right, I won't be too close, but I won't be like too far away, you know. And the fucking seats from the bottom level were sticking up like too high, so like I couldn't see like the bottom portion of the screen, so that kind of fucking blew. But other than that, it was fine.
Other than that, it was fine. Was the movie fine, buddy?
The movie was good. I had a good time.
3 stars.
Emily, not so much, but I had a good time.
She didn't like it?
I mean, she has nothing really to compare it to, but I mean, she just thought it was like really corny, which I agree with her. I mean, it was corny at parts with like the human stuff, but
that dude from
the Verizon commercials. So you're talking about? I
swear to God, he's in like RoboCop 1.
Oh, the bad guy.
Is he the bad guy in RoboCop 1?
No, the bad guy in this. I don't think he's the bad guy in RoboCop 1.
No, that's the bad guy in Last Action Hero.
I'm
talking about the dude with like the white hair. I swear to God, he's in RoboCop 1. He's like a businessman in RoboCop 1.
Well, like the comedic relief doctor guy.
Yeah, he was really cringy and corny. He was bad. I didn't like him.
Yeah,
that part. But it was even in the trailer. When they put it in the trailer, even I was like, "Oh God, no! I hope that's just like a bad edit.
Yeah.
Like I hope that's just a really bad trailer edit, and that it's not like that in the movie." But no, it was exactly like that in the movie.
Yeah,
when they were like, "My God, Zilla."
Yeah, he had the worst lines like by far. But then second to him was the fucking lawyer guy who's like from the Verizon commercials, like the fucking skinny dude with the beard.
Oh yeah, I just now realized that he's from the Verizon commercials.
That was the first thing I noticed. I was like, that's the dude from the fucking Verizon commercials. I was like, oh God.
Was he really even that bad?
He wasn't that bad, but he wasn't as bad as the fucking Mark Ruffalo fucking knockoff guy, fucking gray hair dude. But yeah.
The only thing I could say about Verizon guy is that his character was like completely pointless.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, did he do anything significant at all in the entire movie
that
like some other character couldn't have done?
No. Nope. Just there for the occasional lulls or the occasional awkward silences, depending on what kind of crowd you were in. Mine, it was awkward silences. So.
I can't remember. I was actually really like zoned in on the movie like the entire time, so I wasn't paying attention to crowd reactions. And my theater was not the most full; it was pretty empty. So
mine was packed.
Even if like a couple of people laughed or something, like it wasn't like a huge crowd reaction, you know. So
mine was very, very packed. A lot of people snuck in, like, McDonald's and stuff. I was seeing people passing fries all around, and, like, it was like a madhouse on there. Yeah. Everyone clapped at the end. It was like a standing ovation, so...
Yeah, we didn't get that in mind. People just started leaving.
Yeah.
I stayed for the post-credits. I knew there would be something, and there was.
Yeah. I was skeptical at first if there was post-credits, because they kind of showed, like, Kong and the hieroglyphics. But I was like, you know what? I better stick around. Maybe they'll have something interesting. Oh boy! I'm glad I stuck around.
Me too. But I was kind of salty because it's like the theater, and they've been doing this to me lately. Like it used to be that back in the day they would not put the lights back on unless there wasn't anything after the credits.
Yeah.
Right? But like in this, as soon as the movie ended, like even before it showed the Kong hieroglyphic, the lights started coming back on in the theater.
Yeah.
I was just like, man.
Were you in the first showing of it?
The first standard showing.
Yeah. Well, because like I know at least that like Carmike it's on like a timer, so if that was like the first screening, they might not have even known it was there. So I'm sure if you were to see it like later, it would have been corrected where it stays dark. But
well, regardless.
But yeah, they should be watching that shit all the way through to make sure that there isn't one, but apparently they didn't. So I don't know.
Let's see. I don't know why my camera on this computer just
It dies like almost every week, but
just randomly shuts off.
yeah. Good thing this is strictly audio format, so
Yeah.
doesn't affect the viewers, but yeah. But yeah, and then during the post credits, like a couple of the because I was the first screening, I believe, to at least for like the IMAX version. So a couple of like the custodians or whatever walked in, and as soon as they saw there was a post credit scene, they all like ran out of the room because they're like, "Oh, I haven't seen it yet," and they all just like bolted out of there. So
Dang.
yeah.
So yeah, it's weird that Emily didn't enjoy it. I think that I went with Miria and Mazer Laser, Me-chan and Mazer Laser.
Yeah.
And I know that Mazer Laser enjoyed it. She said she cried twice and she was really into it. And Me-chan, I didn't really get much feedback from her, but she's been posting Godzilla shit on her Instagram story today. So
yeah,
I
I noticed that. She posted like a screenshot from one of the like fighting games, and she was like, "If you know, you know."
Yeah.
And I'm here to say that I know.
I do too. She's actually giving me shit because I reacted to it with a fire like emoji.
Yeah.
And then she like called me out. She said I was talking shit on that game like a year ago. Which I mean I probably damn well was, because let's face it,
they're not the best.
It's not good, but I tried to explain to her that I will always have an appreciation for pretty much any Godzilla merchandise, regardless of how bad it is. So if it's a bad fighting game, destroy all monsters on the fucking Game Boy, then like I'm still gonna fucking be like, hell yeah, even though it's not the best game. Not the best game I've ever played.
Yeah. Apparently, Emily told me after the showing that during like the human parts, like I guess like towards the middle or maybe like towards the beginning, I guess she was like nodding off quite a bit, and apparently the guy next to her kept waking her up because he would look at her and just be like, "Whoa!" Just like stuff like that, like the entire time. So he was like reacting to the whole movie. So that dude was into it. So that's good.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad that your theater was packed out, because I don't want them to be like, well, damn, this movie didn't do very good. And
oh no, it was packed, and like it was a very diverse crowd. You saw lots of kids, adults, like older people, and yeah,
monsters.
What's up? Yeah, there are a few monsters in there. That that woolly mammoth creature made an appearance. He was sitting in the back row.
That thing was fucking trash. That was one of the worst.
Emily said that was her favorite one. She was like, "Oh, I like the worst.
That was the worst monster in the movie."
I don't know if it was worse than like the giant spider or the
At least the giant spider might be
a reference to the other giant spider, or might be the other
one that's in Destroy All Monsters or whatever. It's an actual Toho monster.
Yeah.
But here's one thing. Okay. Since we're going to talk about the monsters that are in the movie, right?
Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't got by now.
Spoiler time. What the fuck was the Muto doing there?
I know, that was weird. It was like, I guess there were multiple of them anyway, because I mean the first one had 2 of them. But I don't know, maybe this is like the mother of them or something. It didn't really explain it, but yeah, there was definitely a Muto.
If I was a Muto, the last thing I would be doing is going anywhere near fucking Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
But okay, secondly, here's I feel like I should talk about this later, but I'm going to talk about it while I'm thinking about it. What the fuck was King Kong doing during all this?
That's why I was going to say the same thing. He did not make a single appearance. I don't know, maybe it'll be explained in the next one that he was in like a deep sleep, or he's not affected by like the sonar.
Everybody was in a deep sleep.
But
until King Ghidorah woke everybody up.
Dude had so many bananas, he was just fucking out.
He was past the fuck out.
The sonar things didn't affect him at all.
That was just like,
I don't know.
I understand him not being like having a big role in the movie, since you know that's going to be in the next movie.
Yeah.
But at least give me a peep of what this cat's doing. He was doing nothing. Like, it didn't show me anything.
Or maybe Kong is so alpha that the sonar things didn't affect him at all.
But
he's
see,
just so powerful.
They know about King Kong, though.
Yeah, the
They
humans
mentioned
do.
him.
Yeah, the humans know about him.
They mentioned him, and so but they didn't.
They didn't think to go there either. They were like, "Oh, this guy might be the biggest chance to do it if Godzilla's dead." They didn't even try that, you know.
King Kong ain't gonna beat up. He ain't gonna beat King Ghidorah. Come on, man. He fucking. I have a hard time believing he's even gonna be able to scratch Godzilla in the next movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if he gets struck by lightning, he'll get powered up.
Something. I think that the only way that they could compete is that maybe like he's much faster than Godzilla.
I would hope so. Because Godzilla's pretty slow.
Regardless, other monsters. I'm almost positive that one that came out of the mountain is Anguirus. Like
I don't know. I don't think there were any Toho ones except for the 4 main ones. I don't think.
that thing looked like, dude. He looked like Anguirus, like a weird, different take on Anguirus.
I'm looking up right now to see what it was supposed to be, and I know Wikipedia is not the most accurate source, but it's the only source we've got at the moment. So I believe there's a monster section some here because I looked on here earlier today. Creature design, okay. So we've got Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah. Okay, so the director Doherty confirmed that the film would feature original non-Toho monsters. In March 2019, the names of these non-Toho titans were revealed as Baphomet, Typhoon, Abaddon, Bunyip, and Methuselah. But I see no mention of Anguirus. So I'm going to do a search on the page just for Anguirus and see if anything comes up. Nope.
Abagon?
Baragon?
Baragon?
Yeah, no Baragon. No, but one of the monsters is called Abaddon.
Abaddon, okay.
As in that shitty movie in Fright House. So maybe Abaddon is like their version of Baragon or Anguirus, because Baragon and Anguirus were similar.
They're the same thing. Except they're not even... Baragon... Well, Barugon is the same exact thing as Baragon in the Gamera series.
Right. Barugon was the Gamera one that shot rainbows. But yeah.
Oh, okay. And then Baragon is the one in Godzilla. Alright.
Yeah, he's in Destroy All Monsters and like Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Mothra, All Out Attack or whatever.
Giant monsters all out attack.
Yeah.
So yeah. There was alright, just so you said the movie's good. So I mean,
how does it compare to 2014? Because I prefer this one substantially.
This one, I think this one is substantially better than 2014. Despite
like the corny moments and like the only advantage that the only advantage the 2014 one had over this one was it actually had like a really good human character, but he fucking dies within 20 minutes. Like this one, the humans were like okay, but like still, I don't really give a fuck. But this one, we get what we want to see. We see monsters throughout the majority of the film. So
I actually did not mind the human characters.
I mean, I didn't mind them. It's just I didn't mind them. It's just there was nothing.
I was more invested in their story than I am in most other Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
I was definitely more invested in them than I was in every character in the first movie aside from Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Died. So Bryan Cranston died, whatever. But I seriously could not tell you a single other character in that movie. Like it's like about a soldier, right? The main character is like a soldier.
Yeah, it's like Ford Brody's his name or something. It's his son.
Yeah, he's trash. I couldn't tell you anything about him. I don't remember at all anything about him.
He's just trying to get back to his family, just like this. Like this one, I think it just like suffers from like modern, well, not even modern, just all action movie cliches, where it's like they got to go to the guy who semi-retired. He's like out in the woods and he doesn't want to come back, but they're like, oh, but they've got your daughter, and then he kind of gets like roped into it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like the same old shit we see all the time, but with Godzilla. So.
But see, like, here's the thing. I don't mind that, and the thing with Godzilla movies is like, okay, listen, we're never gonna get another fucking great movie. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's dude, this is how Godzilla works. 1954 is the only actually great movie in the Godzilla franchise. Everything else is fucking B-movie trash.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Maybe not Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla is not really B-movie trash, but it's trash.
Kind of trash, yeah.
It's trash. Like, it may take itself a little bit more seriously, but it sucks.
Yeah.
Probably because it takes itself so fucking seriously.
Yeah, it takes itself too seriously, despite having a goofy ass concept of a worm Godzilla and then him being frozen for half the movie. For being that fucking ridiculous, it takes it way too seriously.
So, to me, Godzilla movies are supposed to be corny. They're supposed to be hokey. Supposed to have action movie tropes and all this shit. I mean, like, what's my second favorite Godzilla movie? It's probably Final Wars.
Yeah.
And, like, it's literally a kung fu movie half the time. So, I mean, I don't really know. So, like, the characters aren't boring, and that's all I fucking care about. As long as they're not boring, then, like, I'm good. Because so many of the Godzilla movies, and people, when they talk about American Godzilla movies, tend to ignore this, but in Japanese Godzilla movies, 90% of the time, the characters are fucking boring as piss. And I'm just sitting there like, God, please just fucking put Godzilla on the screen. Please. I'm fucking begging these movies to show me Godzilla.
Yeah.
It got a little bit better during the 90s series, but that original Showa series, holy fuck, the human stories are like unbearable in those. They're absolutely god-awful.
Yeah.
The only good Japanese Godzilla character that I can think that there ever was Dr. Serizawa.
That's the one from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah?
No, he's the original.
Oh, yeah.
And he's in this movie too, which is a fun little nod back to.
There were a lot of nods back. But yeah, and like I just said, this was a nod back as well. Like, I'm talking about the military guy from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, like the 80s one, where he like thinks Godzilla's his friend, and like he goes up and says like, "Hello, goodbye, my friend." And in the 80s one, he gets blasted, but in this one, he gets blasted.
It's the 90s one.
Yeah. I don't know what year it came out. Like the 80s, 90s series, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, he gets fucking blasted by Godzilla, and then the guy in this one does a similar thing, and he gets blasted by, like, the nuclear explosion. So, that was, like, a callback as well.
Though, alright, so, you're talking about Ken Watanabe, right?
I don't know his name, but, yeah, I'm sure.
The only Asian fucking guy in the whole movie.
Yeah, the fucking... Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, here's the thing. Okay, he was Dr. Serizawa in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Serizawa is the doctor in the original Gojira that developed the oxygen destroyer and takes it into the ocean and detonates it himself to kill himself and Godzilla. So it's a fun callback, and it's kind of like bring it a full circle kind of moment that he still goes in and sacrifices his life, but this time it's to bring back Godzilla, not to kill him. Right. I thought that was a cool little thing.
Yeah. I thought it was cool they brought the oxygen destroyer back.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun little reference, but at the same time, it was kind of like I thought that, like, so there was a few things in this movie. One of my biggest gripes with this movie is that even though it was 2 hours long, a lot of this shit was rushed. That, like, okay, so Godzilla and Ghidorah are fighting in the ocean, and now it's like, they just come over to the radio like, hey, we're launching off an oxygen destroyer.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? It's going to destroy everything in a 2 mile radius.
Yeah.
That would have been so much better if earlier in the movie they're kind of like
talking about
their plans. They're developing this thing. You know what I mean? Like, so it wouldn't be like just this kind of moment that they just kind of threw in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Monarch's working on their contingency plan for these monsters.
Yeah.
Right? They want to keep them alive, but they have a contingency plan.
Yeah.
We're developing a weapon, an oxygen destroyer that if necessary, we could destroy these monsters. But, you know, we don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
And then when it comes time, like, say Dr. Zarazawa made the weapon just like he did in the original. And then they come on the radio like, Doctor, this is too much. We have to fire the oxygen destroyer. He's like, you know, no, it's just a prototype. It's not complete yet. And no, we don't need to do that yet. Don't do this, you know, and shit like that. Instead, it's just kind of thrown in there like, hey, we're launching an oxygen destroyer. And even he was like, what the fuck is that? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. The people in the audience knew what it was. I heard a few gasps.
I mean, everyone knows what it is, but...
Yeah.
But it was also kind of like... it was just a fucking nuke.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't really do anything else that a nuke wouldn't.
Yeah.
Killed a bunch of fish.
Yeah.
That's damn sure.
Yeah. Yep. So, what other references did you notice? I mean, the obvious one is Godzilla as the nuclear reactor all burn up like Godzilla versus
Critical Mass Godzilla.
Yeah.
Critical Mass from Godzilla versus Destroyer. That was great. Oh god, there were other things that I noticed and I can't remember them right now. But that was a big one. The oxygen destroyer and the one. And
I guess just calling Ghidorah Monster Zero for having kind of reference because that's what the alien race or whatever referred to him as, and then it turned out it was Ghidorah or whatever in that one in Godzilla vs. Monster Zero.
That was cool. I liked that. And then another thing was the fact that he was an alien. That was cool. I liked that they worked that into the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's other references. I just can't fucking think of them. Oh, I liked how like the only person that knew like Mothra's legend and shit was like the little petite Asian girl that they had there. You know what I mean? Like,
is that like sort of like a subtle thing to like the Mothra like princess or whatever, or is that just like
there was two of them? They were like twins. The thing. But
yeah, like the twin fairies.
But it was a reference back to that because it showed her family, right? Like her mom, like discovered Mothra or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it showed like the pictures, and it was like her and like I'm assuming her sister, and it was like the two Asian girls like standing there and shit. Yeah. When she was explaining the legend, so that was kind of like a callback to that, I think.
Yeah.
You know, Rodan just kind of flying over shit and destroying it.
Rodan flies. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, and listen, I don't give a fuck if these monsters in this movie have different names or whatever. They're based on like that fucking giant spider monster. Like, you already have kind of a giant spider monster in the Muto, but this one was like an actual giant spider. He's got to be inspired by the giant spider and destroy all monsters. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But...
I don't know. Well, I believe in the film they said that there were like 19 Titans that they were aware of, or something like that. It was definitely in the teens. It was like 12 or something.
Yeah.
But in the movie we only see like 6. So like there's a lot more that we haven't seen yet, I guess. So I don't know where they were at during all of this either.
All right, here's a spoiler. Based on the post-credit scene, but this is a reference. One Ghidorah head left, and the bad guys buy it. Mecha Ghidorah is coming. Yeah, they're gonna do Mecha Ghidorah,
obviously.
So that's kind of like a thing.
So I'm thinking for Kong versus Godzilla, it might turn into a triple threat, and they might have to team up.
They're definitely teaming up. Because it's gonna be no winner.
Yeah.
My original plot that I pitched for this movie, was I was kind of under the assumption that Monarch were bad guys, because that's kind of the way they were framed at the end of Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
With John Goodman and everything in the post-credit scene, like bringing the main characters into the fucking into like the interrogation room and being like a real dick to them.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that Monarch was trying to kind of like maybe weaponize the monsters, find a way to use them as weapons.
Yeah.
And so they would find a way, maybe with the Orca, to kind of control Kong, right?
Yeah.
And try to use him as a weapon. And then, like, maybe it doesn't work on Godzilla or whatever. And so him and Kong start fucking duking it out. And then, whatever happens, Godzilla, he beats some sense into Kong or whatever. And, he snapped out of it. And so then with Monarch, their missions failed. They deploy Mecha Godzilla, and Godzilla and King Kong have to fucking take him out. But that's obviously not going to happen now. It's going to just be, they might still brainwash somebody. I don't know, but based on the way Monarch was kind of portrayed in this movie, they're not on that fucking bullshit. They're kind of on the monster side.
Yeah, yeah.
Perhaps maybe the evil organization, the eco-terrorists or whatever, maybe they will brainwash Kong or Godzilla or something, and when their plan fails, they'll deploy Mecha Ghidorah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll have two mecha heads instead of just like one. Didn't the other one just have one mecha head?
I thought he had two.
Or is it two? Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll look it up real quick. I thought he had two mecha heads. Let's see here.
Yeah, I would imagine it's two.
Mecha Ghidorah. Well, Jesus. Oh no, he's only got one.
He's got
the original only has one. It's his middle head is Mecha.
Yeah.
That's cool. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, whatever they want to do, that's fine. So they'll have the real head in the center, and then the fake ones on the side.
Yeah.
That'll probably look better anyway.
So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what did you think, buddy? I mean, we've talked about some of the references and everything. What did you think of the movie as a whole?
It was good. I mean, I'd watch it again. I mean, that's what the 3.5 stars when I updated it means. When I do 3 stars, I was like, yeah, it was good, but I don't know if I need to see it again. Anything 3.5 and above is like rewatch value for me. So I'd watch it again for sure. I like that there is a lot more monster action in this one. Not just because there's more monsters, but because you actually see them, as opposed to the first one where they start to fight for like 2 seconds and it cuts away to a TV. You actually get to see it. I think the finale in the first one might be a little bit stronger when he like shoots the fucking blast down his throat as opposed to this one.
Yeah.
But it's tough to call, but I mean overall the fighting in this one was way better. But yeah, I thought it was really good. So
yeah, there was still some annoying parts about the fighting in this. But overall there was more fighting. Yeah. And there was more of a focus on the monsters in this movie than there was. Like everything was kind of revolving around what they were doing. So like that was cool that, the monsters felt more important in this movie than they did in the last one.
Yeah.
Like, whereas, like, the human narrative really just took center stage in that one. And to be honest, it was a boring human narrative, and nobody came to see that shit. You know what I mean? Like, we just wanted to see Godzilla come out and beat some ass.
Yeah.
And, like, anytime that Godzilla's on my screen, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking happy with whatever's going on. There was still kind of like a thing where, the monsters would start fighting. They were always fighting in the dark. You know what I mean? Like, it was always some kind of storm or some shit going on, so, like, you couldn't... Like, you could see, but you couldn't see as good as you'd really want to.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of annoying, like...
And I couldn't tell if it was just super hard to see or if the theater I was in, like, just the screen kind of sucked. But, I don't know. Like, it was definitely dark and shit, but, like, mine looked even kind of, like, grainy. So it might have just been, like, an old theater. I don't know if you had that similar experience.
I mean, there was times where I could just, like... I could make out what was going on, but it's not like I could see it clearly. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I just attribute that to, like, the darkness of the whole movie and kind of, like, the... You know, like a fucking rain or thunderstorm that was going on every time, or clouds just everywhere and shit. So
there always has to be some sort of ominous weather when this stuff is going on.
Let's never be in the fight during the day. You know what I mean? Like, Godzilla fought during the day all the time in old movies. King Kong fought during the day in Skull Island. Like, let's just get a fight during the day.
Yeah.
Not enough destruction. There was a ton of destruction, but not really on screen, right? Like, so, like, I mean, Ghidorah lands in Boston, right?
Yeah.
2 minutes later, the city's just inexplicably all destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, there's no good scenes of him really just, like, walking around, fucking terrorizing shit, just destroying this building and that building. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he does a number on Fenway Park, and that's kind of cool, but, like...
Yeah.
The only building that really gets destroyed in the whole movie
is when Godzilla
like, punches him through a building.
Yeah.
Which is, like, one of the best parts in the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
There was a lot of still, like, cutaway stuff that was irritating. Like, all right, man. When Godzilla and Ghidorah started fighting at the end, it seriously just kept cutting away. Like, it would show them, get a couple moves in, and then it would just cut back to the humans, like, looking for 11 or whatever the fuck they were doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I don't fucking care about that anymore. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, they're gonna fucking find her. Like, just show me the fight.
Yeah.
Like, get back to the fight. This one, though, I'd say, like, still on the whole, I was still satisfied. More satisfied, though, is that, like, they still did show actual fights, and there was some good, like, there was some good moves in there and shit, too. Like,
Mothra gave Rodan the
Godzilla up into the atmosphere and then dropped it back down to Earth. Yeah. That was fucking awesome. I love shit like that.
Yeah.
That's great, classic Godzilla bullshit that fucking happens.
I think that's happened before.
Yeah. Somebody's done that to Godzilla for sure. It might have even been Ghidorah. It was either like Ghidorah or Rodan or somebody stupid like that.
Yeah. I was gonna say Mothra gave Rodan the business in this. I mean, he didn't die, but
she gave him the quick sneak.
Yeah.
Into the chest and put his ass down.
The stinger, yeah.
Yeah. But Mothra bit the dust.
Yeah.
Here was the thing. Okay, so I was kind of weirded out by the Godzilla-Mothra relationship.
Yeah, they were like an item.
Yeah, like, that kind of weirded me out because, like, let's face it, like, even at Godzilla's best, like, most good guyest, him and Mothra have always been like, yo, fuck you. Like,
yeah, they never really got along.
So that was kind of iffy to me, but okay, so, like, the one thing that kind of really pissed me off was that we had to go through. All right, so Mothra comes back to take on Ghidorah after taking out Rodan.
Uh-huh.
And Godzilla had basically gone down at this point. He's, like, got his ass kicked again. And Mothra goes at Ghidorah, and Ghidorah's like, yeah, fuck you, and just fucking kills Mothra right on the spot.
Yeah.
And right in front of Godzilla. It was, like, at that moment that I really wanted, like, okay, Godzilla sees this. Nah,
he's gonna go fucking berserk.
Fuck that. Like, he's gonna stand up, let out a huge fucking roar, and Ghidorah's gonna be like, oh shit, and get his ass beat the fuck down.
Yeah.
And that's not really what happened.
Yeah.
Like, he stayed down, and then Ghidorah, like, walked off and fucking killed Vera Farmiga or whatever, and then was about to like eat Vera Farmiga or some shit, and then Godzilla came out and basically exploded on him.
Yeah.
But survived.
Yeah. Yeah. The him exploding did not kill him this time around. So.
Well, he didn't even explode and just destroy it, did he? They like froze him before he did.
They melted him down to lessen the explosion, and then just like his energy went into Godzilla Jr. or whatever.
Godzilla Jr. Oh,
Minya.
Yeah. So, oh man, like really, my only gripes with the movie are kind of like I still wish they would have done more with like more clear monster fights. Like there was a lot of like fucking Michael Bay shit going on in there too.
Oh yeah, for
like,
sure.
Shaky cam and fucking quick changing camera angles and shit. Where I was like, dude, fuck the Michael Bay shit. Like what happened? Like some of the coolest things were like those wide shots with like Godzilla and Ghidorah like fucking like flexing at each other, and then running up on each other. Even though I said in an earlier podcast, I didn't really like that in the trailer. It seemed kind of like unnatural movement for Godzilla. I mean, when it came to the movie, I kind of liked it.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, looking forward to the next installment next year. Good thing we don't have to wait too much longer. But yeah.
Have these motherfuckers fight during the daytime and Jesus Christ, fucking like let's fucking not cut away from their fight. This is Godzilla versus King Kong. You know what I mean? Like, let's get them in the city. I know Godzilla and Ghidorah fought in the city, but like there wasn't really much left of the city by the time they started fighting. Let's get them going in the city, and let's get more of that fucking like getting thrown through buildings and shit like that, and just all sorts of destruction and daytime, and like we got to get some good high spots in there too.
Yeah.
One thing that I really did like about King Ghidorah in this movie is how like all of his heads had like a different personality.
Yeah.
And they were like snapping at each other and shit.
And there was the dumb one. Like there was the one that got bit off or whatever, and then it regrew back. Like that was the stupid one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as soon as he got grown back, like the middle head was like like started biting on him and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, just like this idiot.
I really liked that. And like what? They would like compete over prey and shit. Like they were about to like eat that fucking probably like O'Shea Jackson or some shit.
Yeah.
And like the one head like came in and like fucking knocked him out of the way, and like I don't know. I really liked this. I liked it. I only gave it half a star more than Gareth Edwards' Godzilla, but man, I think that it was really a step in the right direction, and I really liked it just a lot more than Godzilla 2014.
Yeah. Well,
it felt more like a Godzilla movie to me.
Yeah. I'm hoping Kong is the best out of them, so have high hopes for the sequel. Might be a triple threat. Might see Jet Jaguar. We don't know. Might see fucking King Caesar.
We gotta see my boy Jet Jaguar, man. We gotta see him.
Yeah, if they can build a Mecha Ghidorah or a Mecha Godzilla, they can build a Jet Jaguar.
I hope that they don't do some like crazy dumb shit where they just strike Ghidorah's head with like lightning or something, and he just grows his whole fucking body back.
No, I mean it's gotta be Mecha. I mean that's what they were hinting at, I would assume. But
they might even still do it with the middle head as the thing. Like they could say that like they recovered one of the other heads from Boston, and then they went back to fucking Ila de whatever it was to fucking get that one head.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been yet to be seen, but I have high hopes. So only got a year to find out.
Who's a monster, a serious monster that you want to see appear in, like, besides Kong and Mecha Ghidorah?
King Caesar.
It's a serious monster.
I don't know. I mean, you could say Anguirus or Baragon, but we don't even know what the hell that thing is. And I mean, it's not even like they're that important either. I guess Anguirus is like the secondary most Godzilla villain that we haven't seen yet so far. I mean, I don't really know.
He's kind of like a Godzilla ally, though, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like in the Smog Monster when they're talking to each other in the water.
That's the problem. I mean, we've seen most of the cool ones. I mean, the rest are the shitty ones, like the fucking Smog Monster and the giant crab sea monster. Oh, Gigan, maybe. I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah, Gigan's fucking cool as shit, man.
Yeah.
His movies have always been garbage, but he's cool.
Yeah. And besides that, I mean, like...
Except Final Wars, when they do, like, fucking, like, Neo Gigan and shit. That was awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess you could get into, like, the newer ones. I mean, like, Destroya would be cool. Or, like, fucking... I don't know, Biollante would be kind of lame. But...
Biolante's awesome, man. What are you talking about?
I don't know, maybe it would fit in, because, I mean, they want the Titans to, like, regrow vegetation and shit, so maybe they try to bring back Biollante to expedite the process or something, like Monarch tries to get Biollante. Because he came from space, didn't he?
Biollante? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Everybody came from space in the old Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
Alright. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. So, man, I guess he's not really a monster, so it's kind of cheap, but I really, 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 really want to see Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
At some point. Like, man, he was a favorite of mine when I was a kid. Even though some of his movies are trash, like, I would always rent Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla when I was a kid. That was like my go-to one, just because the concept of fighting like the mecha, the evil version of himself.
Of yourself, yeah.
Was just fucking wild to me. And if I'm being completely honest here, the 90s Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, that's like one of my favorite Godzilla movies ever. That one is fucking like insanely good. You go back and any listeners can go back on my channel and check out my review of that movie that I put out leading up to the 2014 Godzilla. But like that's one of my favorites. That's definitely like in my top 5 for sure.
Yeah. That's kind of how like both of our channels got started. I mean, we both had channels before that and we'd post things like here and there. But we first started like really making videos when Godzilla 2014 was about to come out.
Yeah.
So that's how this all started, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's all in that? Fuck, I swear to God, there's like a billion monsters in Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. There's like...
there's a bunch.
There's at least Rodan. Like, Rodan is definitely in that one.
Yeah.
And there's some bullshit with like a Rodan egg and all that shit. And
yeah.
And plus, like, I still to this day, my favorite Godzilla is that 90s. Well, my favorite's probably the original. Like,
yeah, but
suit.
That's just understood that the original one's the best with the suit, the movie, everything. But then when you talk about your favorite, it's usually the second best, unless you're referring to that, you know?
Yeah, so like the 90s, even though they did, like, I swear to God, they had like a different suit for every movie, but like the same general look for that 90s Godzilla, the Heisei era. He looked fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. The only Heisei Godzilla that's just like kind of lame is like Godzilla 1985, just because like he's like by himself, you know, like it's kind of.
What about Space Godzilla? You want to see Space Godzilla come through?
They gotta come up with a better name, but the design's cool. It looks like fucking crystal shards coming out of his back and stuff.
I've actually still never seen Godzilla versus Space Godzilla.
Yeah.
Is it good?
You'll have to pop it in someday. I mean, it's fine. Like, it's not like one of my favorites, but
I own it, but it's like a Japanese bootleg, and I don't think it's gonna have subtitles on it.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, the plot probably doesn't even really matter that much.
Nah, just fast forward to when you see monsters walking around.
See, all right, but the thing with like, okay, so the '90s series though, like the plots in those movies were honestly like pretty good most of the time. Like they weren't terrible.
Yeah,
Godzilla versus King Ghidorah and Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, both of those had like good stories. Like Godzilla versus King Ghidorah,
that's the one
man,
with
they had that
time
awesome like
travel.
time
Yeah.
travel story and shit with Steven Spielberg's like dad.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's probably the best one with the door ads and the
Yeah,
Godzillasaurus and all that. Yeah,
that shit was cool.
yeah.
Anything's better than fucking Son of Godzilla and oh god, what's the one?
Godzilla's Revenge.
That's the worst movie ever. That's so stupid. I fucking hate that movie.
That one's probably got the best monster in it though. The fucking I don't even know what he's called, but the big green dinosaur looking thing with the lightning.
Godzilla's Revenge. There seriously has never been a fucking harder Godzilla title than that.
Yeah, but
And
he
give
doesn't
it
get
to like the
he
fucking most jabroni movie ever.
doesn't get revenge on anyone. It's all like a dream because it's all that kid's like hallucinations when he's getting picked on by bullies and stuff.
That movie sucks.
I
The movie's trash.
mean, it was targeted towards infants.
It's trash. It's not good.
Oh, I'm not defending it, but
Godzilla King of Monsters is better than Godzilla's Revenge.
yeah, Godzilla King of Monsters is better than most. It's better than Shin Godzilla.
Oh my god. So, Angry Video Game Nerd or whatever, James, he did his review of it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Like,
Do you like it?
well, he said he liked it, but he like basically talked shit on it the whole time. He
I
said
know.
that
I know his boy did music for it. He's friends with the composer.
yeah, he kept mentioning that.
Because I noticed that in the opening credits, I was like, "Oh, Bear McCree, that's the guy that did the fucking nerd music for years." So
He so he said like there's way too much exposition in this movie. Okay? And then 5 minutes later he was praising how good Shin Godzilla was.
oh god.
At least in this movie, the human characters, like I said, were like not boring. Whereas in Shin Godzilla,
It was
all the
boring.
human characters are just like politicians.
Like I can't name you one character in that. Like
That's
I'll,
because you
I'll,
can't
I'll
say Japanese names.
well that too, but I mean everything is just like people sitting in boardrooms, you know.
Yeah. That movie sucked. I'll just say it. I'll just say it straight up.
Yeah,
Shin Godzilla sucks.
yeah. At least we got wings that day.
At least I got to take a good nap during the movie.
During the movie, yeah. Good shit, I guess. Well, anything else you want to share?
Go see Godzilla King of Monsters. It's really fun. I mean that's if you're going into it expecting Gone with the Wind or Citizen Kane, then you're an idiot.
Yeah.
So I mean, like this
You
movie's it's getting shit on by critics, buddy. Like
I understand, but the people that are reviewing this are not Godzilla fans and people who are also not managing their expectations. Like you need to know going in what you're getting yourself into.
yeah. Well, I don't know how you could not know that when you go into a movie called Godzilla King of Monsters.
Yeah.
Like the only thing you should be judging this movie on is
Is
the
there good
amount of
fighting?
monsters and how good the monster fights are.
You should be judging it if there are monsters and Godzilla is the king of them.
Yeah, which he is.
Yes.
At the end. The fucking monsters literally come out and bow to him. But
As
it was
they
a really
should.
cool shot at the end with him like standing in the rubble and then just fucking flexing, and then it cut to the credits.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. I dig it. So, yeah, well, that's about all I have to say about it. At this time, at least.
All right. I mean, I don't really have anything else to say either.
It's way better than 2014.
Even if you gave it the same exact rating as 2014.
Well, I need to adjust it, but yeah, it's the same exact rating. But looking back, I was just kind of on the hype train at the time.
Yeah.
Now reflecting back on it, I mean, even like if you watch my review on YouTube, like both of ours, I mean, we both said really positive things about it, and we both acknowledged there were problems. But now I think 5 years later, we acknowledge that there's more problems that we didn't address at the time.
I think I addressed the main problem of that movie, but I just like didn't want that one problem to ruin the movie for me.
Yeah.
Even though it was like the big fucking problem, you know what I mean, was that there just wasn't enough monsters.
Yeah.
And the human characters were boring.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it, and for, just being a Godzilla movie at the time, and I still like, the fight scenes and shit, and when Godzilla first shows up, it's still like that epic moment, but like they ruin it by cutting away. There's too much bait and switch in that movie.
Yeah.
So
I did like the music in this one too. I mean, we mentioned
wow, I
briefly.
can't believe we didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Going back to like that, doing that kind of like remix of the original Godzilla theme every time he showed up. Dude,
so good.
Holy fucking shit, I loved that.
Yeah.
He busted out of the ocean.
Yeah.
And it was just like burr, 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 burr. I was like, yeah, dude, I was so fucking stoked.
I popped. I don't think they had that in 2014. I mean, maybe in the credits.
Theme in the 2014 one.
Yeah.
And also shout out to having Pixies on the soundtrack at the beginning.
Oh yeah. And
I was like, all right, we're off to a good start here.
And of course, it's the girl from Stranger Things is listening to it. Of course,
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Just a little hint at how angsty she is.
Yeah, you just gotta know.
She comes from a broken home, so she listens to the Pixies.
Yeah.
But
is the Pixies a reference to the Twin Fairies with Mothra? Because she knew who Mothra was.
Oh, I just thought it was like a solid choice for soundtrack.
Well, it is a solid choice for a soundtrack, but now you got me thinking.
Yeah, it could be. It could very well be.
Yeah. Well, very cool. I mean, we're coming in on the hour mark here. So unless you have anything else to add, I think that's about it.
No, I think we're good. Godzilla's from the city of Atlantis.
Yeah.
So that was unexpected.
Yeah. They're like, oh, is this like, what did they say? They're like, oh, this is medieval stuff. And they're like, earlier. Or like prehistoric or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been there for millennia.
So yeah, Godzilla's home in the lost city of Atlantis. You'd think he'd be a little pissed off at the humans for blowing his fucking place up.
Yeah. Probably a little bit. But I don't know. Well, that is about it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed our discussion of Godzilla, King of Monsters. We are both looking forward to the next film in the franchise.
And will we see King Kong's genitalia?
We can only dream.
Will it finally make an appearance in Godzilla vs. King Kong?
Or at least explain it. I mean, at least tell us why it's not there.
Listen, we know that it's there, okay? Trick photography has hid it from us for too long. It's about time that Kong displays his genitals to Godzilla to assert his dominance.
that's the real alphabet, or they're gonna compare genitalia. Because we know Godzilla's packing, but I mean, he's like an amphibian or a reptile, so like it's retractable.
Yeah, he's a retractable penis. We've already concluded this.
We've discussed it at length.
We know that Godzilla's been out there dicking down Mothra. So here's one thing actually. Now that we mentioned that I did not like, that I kind of like. Was that all right? So they classified all these dudes as Titans, right? But they refer to them like kind of like they're all the same species, when clearly they're not. Right. They're all just giant, different monsters. So, like, to me, when they're saying something like Rodan might be going to mate with King Ghidorah, like, dude, come on. Like, they can't mate. They're different species.
And if you notice in the credits, they are both credited as himself. So they are both male. So I don't know how that would work. Did you notice that in the credits that they were?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And like, so like, Godzilla's not dicking down Mothra. They can't have sex.
Yeah, that's not how this works.
So I thought that was kind of dumb, but not a huge gripe to me, as long as we don't ever see.
As long as we never see that, yeah.
As long as we never see, as much as I'd love to see some Godzilla fucking getting it on with like another giant monster, it would not be.
It's the beginning of Kong versus Godzilla. They're hyping up the entire movie that they're gonna have this big epic battle. Then
they just have sex.
Then it's love at first sight.
You know what? Second thought, I'm on board for that. I'm ready for that. The greatest romance film of our time.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's sign off.
Well, that's about it, you guys. Leave us a comment down below if you've seen Godzilla. Let us know what you think. No star reviews. Let us know what's been going on in your life, how you've been doing, pal. And that is about it. I'm Buddy the Bruiser, and I'm signing off.
And I'm Dynamite Jared. We'll see you next week. Or will we?
Alrighty. Can you hear me?
Nope.
Oh. Well, you moved your mouth, and it looked like you said something, but there was no noise. And I was like, I can't hear him, so can he hear me? Cool.
No, nobody can hear each other.
Cool. Probably for the best.
I agree.